Thank you, Madam President. It was interesting to hear that attempt to try to explain why folks would vote against law enforcement having to follow basic standards, rules, and things like our Constitution. The reality of ICE right now is the nation's terrified of them. And it's not just people who are undocumented. The entire country is. ICE, if you go look at the ICE's approval ratings right now, or what people think of them, I think they stand at something like 60% of Americans disapprove of ICE tactics. They've engaged in blatant racial profiling. They've engaged in warrantless. They've actually wrote a memo saying it's okay to go into somebody's home without a search warrant, without exigent circumstances. They've opened up these detention centers, if you don't even want to call them that are overcrowded, where they don't feed people, give them access to counsel. It's so unpopular that even Hanover County wouldn't accept that. And think about that for a second. Augusta County wouldn't accept it either. Just think about it. 32 people have died in custody in the last 12 months. There's been at least 20 to 30 shootings. There's been other bystanders that have been shot. They killed a poet. And they killed a nurse who attends to our veterans after disarming him. They took his gun off him and then shot him. Where was the outcry from the Second Amendment community when the government took a gun off somebody and then assassinated him in public? And then when the government tried to cover it up? These are the things that I thought certain members of a certain party used to defend. And Madam President, all the bill does is say that if any of our law enforcement want to cooperate with these thugs, they have to agree to follow Virginia law. God forbid. Let's talk about the polling places. Who sends police to polling places? Why do police need to stand around a polling place? Why do you need to have a law enforcement present, people with semi-automatic weapons standing around a polling place? You know why? It's to tell people to go away, everybody. It's to scare people not to vote. And the Trump administration has made clear that they want to federalize our elections. They want to take over, and by the way, which the Constitution says are our pure responsibility. But they have said they want to federalize elections, and they want to basically take over state voting. These aren't ungrounded fears. These are things that the president has said he wants to do. All this technology. The bill says they can use their technology as long as they're only going after violent felons, which is what President Trump claimed he wanted to do when he ran for office. Instead of 75% of the people arrested in Virginia don't even have criminal convictions. ICE does not need these creepy tools to surveil and follow people around. We didn't do anything to restrict the FBI or the DEA. If any other federal agency wants to use that stuff to go and enforce their criminal laws, they're welcome to do it. Just ICE can't if they want to operate in Virginia. Let's talk about the so-called defund the police strategies, or whatever it was I just heard. Madam President, the laws that we passed in 2020, I want to remind everybody, the law that the senator from Hampton carried was co-written with law enforcement. The Chiefs of Police Association supported it. They helped write it. They said it's not reasonable to have chokeholds. They said we don't shoot into moving cars. That's against training. They said here are the standards when you want to use deadly force. We're happy to codify them. So now, something that was written by law enforcement, written by Virginia law enforcement leadership, now the other side is contending that that's anti-law enforcement? What planet are we on? Have we really come that far? Madam President, I would submit that the only people who want to defund the police are the people that are going to vote against the collective bargaining bill in a minute, which is the only opportunity police might have to fund themselves. I want you to think about that before you take your vote in a few minutes.